Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How are you today? So, St. Patty's Day is coming up really quick, so I wanted to film a cute tutorial that you would be able to wear all day that wasn't something that was totally super obnoxious for St. Patty's Day. So I came up with this look. I think this is something that you could wear all day, whether you were at work or you were out partying with your friends. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I came up with this look, then please keep watching. Okay, for starting off, we already have our eyes prepped with the Milani eyeshadow primer, and then I just went over that with some of the Airspun translucent setting powder. So we're going to be using the Morphe Kathleen Lights palette, and to start, I'm going to be using the warm caramel brown color that's in the palette, and I'm using this on a very big, I'm using the Pro Crease Sephora brush to put that all over the crease. We're going to be using it pretty generously. Then I'm going in with the dark forest green in the palette, and I am just using a Wet n Wild eyeshadow brush, and we are going to be actually using that as the base for our color today. Once that is done, then we're going to go back into the palette using the emerald green, and we're going to be using it on a flat shader brush, a Wet n Wild, and I'm putting that all over on top of that base that we had created, just so that the green isn't so obnoxiously green. Putting down that darker green really kind of makes it more of a dark, subtle emerald color. And then using that Pro Crease brush again, we're just going back and blending the lines out. Then using a e.l.f. contour brush, I'm actually going to be using that dark green, and I'm putting into the outer V, and I'm bringing it only up 1/3 of the eyelid. I don't want to bring it all the way across the crease because I really don't want to make this look too dark. I really want that green to stand out for St. Patty's Day, so if you drag that color over too far, it's going to be way too dark. And then once again, of course, I'm bringing that Pro Crease brush in, and I'm just blending everything out, making sure everything looks really nice and put together. And since I over blended, I'm going back in with that e.l.f. contour brush and just cleaning up the edges a little bit. Then we're going to be going in with the matte bone color that Kathleen has in this palette, and I am using a Sigma E30 pencil brush, and I'm just going to be highlighting the brow bones with that color. It's just a very nice matte bone color. You can use it for any look to highlight the brow bone with. And then, of course, once again, I'm going back in with that Sephora Pro Crease brush just to make sure everything's put together. Now, I'm using the Jordana cat eyeliner. This is in the color Envy, and it's basically just kind of like a paint. I've used it for top eyeliner to go before. This is the first time ever using it as a lid color, but I just love that green and how bright it stands out. So I'm just painting over the whole entire lid and then just using my fingers just to make sure that everything's blended across the whole entire lid. So then once that's done, we are going to be cleaning up the edges. I'm just using one of my makeup removers because this, you guys know that Morphe colors have a lot of fallout. So I'm just trying to clean up those edges before we prime our face. And today I'm going to be using the NYX Angel Veil Primer. It's one of the best drugstore primers that you can get out there. It is super cheap and it is a pretty close dupe to the Professional primer. It's very smoothing and it makes your pores very small. So I would recommend that if you have a large pore problem. And then today for foundation, I'm going to be using the Estee Lauder Double Wear in 1C1 Cool Bone. And I'm using the Eco Tools blender in honor of St. Patty's Day since they're green to apply this. You guys know that this is my ride or die foundation. I just absolutely love this stuff. It's really amazing if you guys are looking for like a medium to full coverage, but it doesn't feel like it's suffocating your face. You definitely want to check out this product. This foundation has really changed my life, And if you are a beginner to makeup, they have this really cool kind of like picture phone thing that they use to make sure that you're getting the right foundation and base to suit your skin color. So I'm just using a blender to buff this out on my whole entire face. Make sure that it's all even, and I'm not using a ton today because I don't want an over dramatic face for this dramatic eye that we're doing. Now I'm taking the Shape Tape Concealer, you guys already know, and I'm using the color Fair, and I'm just putting that underneath my eyes, on my chin, and then on the bridge of my nose. I like to do the corners of my nose too because I feel like my foundation comes off of there really easily. And then I'm also doing the middle of my forehead just because I like to conceal those extra places where I know that I tend to be oily throughout the day. And then I'm using the mini green Eco Tools blender that also comes in. That comes in a duo package, guys, and I do believe it was like around $10 for the package. They're not the greatest blenders, I will say. I think that they're pretty dense compared to most of the blenders that I like, but they're not bad. And for the holiday, I just chose to use them just because they're fun and they go with, you know, St. Patty's Day and the whole wear green thing. So we're just making sure that that is all completely blended out all over the place and that we're not messing up the eye makeup. So then, of course, you guys already know, I'm going to be setting my face with my Airspun. This is actually the natural color, so it's completely white. I really like it. I think it's probably comparable to the RCMA powder. I think it's really comparable or even better than the NARS translucent powder, which I'm sure people are probably like, what? How could you say that? Because everybody loves the NARS powder, but for me, I wasn't the biggest fan. So I use a small taper brush to focus on all the areas that I have concealer. And then once I'm done putting setting powder on my areas that I conceal, I use a big round brush from Real Techniques, and I like to go over my whole entire face and neck area with a little bit of powder just so that it all is an even tone. So then, of course, for my bronzer, I'm going to be using the Physicians Formula bronzer, and I'm just going to be doing a very light contour. I don't want to do something really dramatic and drastic, so I'm just going to be contouring the cheekbones and then the nose area with my contour brush. And then I'm actually going to be going back in with the Real Technique. It's actually their blush brush, but I like to use it all over the face, and I think it gives it a really nice, warm, bronzy look without being such a drastic contour. So I've started doing this lately, and I really like the way that it looks, especially on my pale skin. It's not so super, super dark. It's just a nice all-over bronze. And then I'm going to be using the DLS blush in the color Kitty Pink. I absolutely love this. I got this from one of my Boxy Charms, and I just really love it. I went a little crazy, so I'm just taking my blender and kind of toning down that blush. And then actually for today, for my highlighter, I'm using the Colourpop Super Shock Cheek Highlighter in the color Spoon. I absolutely love this one. It's a very nice champagne rose gold color. It's really beautiful. I haven't used it in quite a while, actually. So I'm just using my finger because some of Colourpop's products are so soft. You have to either use synthetic brushes or your fingers to apply them. So I use my finger and then my highlighting brush from Real Techniques. Now, going back to finishing the eye, we're using that flat shader brush again from Wet n Wild, and I'm just using that emerald green color from the Kathleen Lights palette, and I'm going all over from the underneath of the eye. It's a light enough color that I think that looks okay. And then I'm actually dipping back into that forest green color, and I'm just doing that at the very edges of the eyes instead of going all the way across and just kind of blending it out. That way we're carrying over that drastic look into the really green underneath the eye as well, so that it looks really smoked out and beautiful. So then now that I've found my mascara, we are going to be using the Maybelline Colossal Big Shot Volumizing Mascara, and I'm putting that on the lower lashes. And I'm also going to be applying that to the top lashes. This is a trick that I learned to make applying false lashes so much easier. If you guys just put like one coat of mascara on the lashes before you put on your falsies, it makes it world easier. It's so much easier. I have, at least for me personally, to apply my lashes after I already have the mascara on. So now I'm just using a normal pair of the Kiss Wispies, and I'm using my Ardell adhesive stick, and I'm just applying those. So there's with the first side of falsies on. As you guys can see, which is totally not usual for me, I did not use any eyeliner in this upper lid look at all. I think that the green is so beautiful, I don't want to take away from that. So I just thought with putting on a pair of nice kind of dramatic wispies that it would give enough drama, but it wouldn't take away from the actual look for St. Patty's Day. So now that I have both of the pairs of lashes on, then I'm going to apply one more coat underneath on my real lashes, just because I like the real lashes to blend in with my falsies. I want it to look as natural as possible. And then I'm using the Silkissimee black liner just to do my tight line, just to make it look even more smoky. I just think that if you leave it open like that without any type of color whatsoever, it kind of looks awkward. And then to finish off the look, I'm using the Milani Amore Matte liquid lipstick in the color Adorable. I absolutely love this, and I thought that a peachy nude would be perfect for this look today. Okay, guys, so that's it. Let me fix my hair so that you guys can see the final look. What do you think? It was super easy to do. It's super cute, and I just loved it. So I hope you guys like it too. Thanks so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Bye, guys.